Be good boy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wild Studios at Steve's Restorations and Hot Rods. I'm Steve Hale, and this is my wacky dog, Rocky. We're going to give you guys a tour of the shop, a little bit of information and insight on how to make 2021 an awesome year for you, get everything back to normal, and tell you about the Wild Series. So, the Wild Series is a collection of some of the most wild and inspiring stories ever told. This is something that we've been working on for the last 5 years, and actually a collection of what I've been working on my entire life. So I'm very excited to be bringing this to you guys. We're doing it in a 5-part series. A Wild Ride, the docu-series that takes you on the wild ride of my life, business, and comeback stories, fueled by my decision to never give up on my goals and enhanced by my 75 hard journey. Wild Rides, a collection of stories of the wild and inspiring lives behind the wild rides created by Steve's Restorations and Hot Rods. Wild Jobs, an in-depth look including tutorials at what it takes to conquer some of the most challenging and unique jobs that we tackle at Steve's Restorations and Hot Rods. Wild Life, the vlog series that takes you along the wild adventures I chase and the goals I'm striving to crush. Wild People Podcast. Watch and listen as I interview some of the most interesting and exciting people while they tell you the wild and inspiring stories of their lives. So let's take a walk through the shop. I'm going to give you guys a tour of the place and explain to you what all 5 segments of the Wild Series are all about. So, come on. Let's check it out. All right, so here we are in the back of the shop. We're gonna actually make our way up to the main entrance and check out the showroom, but let's take a walk through here and show you guys what we're up to. Throughout the shop, you're gonna see all kinds of cool projects. We do a lot more than just classic cars. We do everything from parrots for our local zoo, custom guitars, arm wrestling games, custom motorcycles, sculptures. We actually do a lot of work that's even out of the automotive paint realm, like industrial building restoration, stuff like that. So we get into some really wild projects, which you're gonna see on the Wild Jobs series of the show, and we're gonna explain to you how we do those whole projects and take you along on the journey of that. Also, there's a bunch of cars in here staged right now, which are gonna be filmed for the Wild Rides episodes of the show. Now, most of you that have followed Steve's Restorations and Hot Rods know that we have been blessed to create some of the most beautiful and incredible vehicles on the planet. But a lot of people don't know that behind all of those vehicles is an even more inspiring and wild story. Almost every single car that we've done is sentimental to our client and therefore has a very important story to tell, and all of our clients have very interesting lives. The Wild Rides portion of the show is going to be the stories behind all of these cars, as well as the cars. So I'm not going to give away too much because I really want you guys to watch these episodes. They're going to inspire everybody and help to change the world. This 65 Corvair, just walking by it real quick, that episode is all going to be for dementia and Alzheimer's research, which you're going to hear that story very soon. The 272 Torinos that we're walking past right here may be familiar to you because the green one was actually episode 2 that we did on American Restoration on the History Channel. These are both handicap accessible vehicles that we built from scratch, awesome cars, and the man that we did them for is a great friend of mine, and we really can't wait to tell you the story behind these cars. All right, so behind me is our state-of-the-art paint booth. We take a lot of pride in our paint work and consider it to be some of the best in the entire world. So therefore, we have a one-of-a-kind booth that we built specifically to do classic cars, custom cars, and high-end paint work. It's fully outfitted with a touch mix PPG paint system. PPG is the world leaders in automotive refinish, and that's why we use their products. They've got a great team, awesome people, and we've been fortunate to be partnered up with them for over 15 years now. So let's check out some more of the shop. On the lift is a 58 Studebaker pickup truck. We're doing this for a friend of mine from Alaska. He's an awesome guy. He actually sent the truck to us on a boat from Anchorage to Washington State and then on a truck from Washington to New York. So this is a super cool project. Can't wait to show you guys that episode. So moving along, we've got our 1940 GMC tow truck. This is a very special project because the owner of this is a close friend of mine who's actually 90 years old, started his towing business in the 40s, and has one of the most inspirational stories that we're going to tell on the Wild Rides series. He was a Korean War veteran. Like I said, started his business in the 40s, is still working to this day, and has been a very important person in my life. So I can't wait to share his story with you and tell you guys all about this very unique truck. It's actually one of 200 ever built, dual boom Holmes wrecker with a wood bed. And like I said, super awesome truck, but can't share too much. Don't want to spoil the story. So come on into the showroom. In here, we keep a lot of really cool things, projects that we've worked on throughout the years. A lot of stuff that I like to collect, like strength tester equipment, like the old El Toro machine. Let's give this thing a rip. Yeah. So like El Toro, there's a ton of strength testing equipment around here, and that's something that I collect because I've been a professional arm wrestler for the last 10 years. That's a very big passion of mine, and that is something that we're going to share with you guys on the wildlife segment of the show, along with snowboarding, traveling around the country, learning to play and perform music, everything from the piano to the guitar. I'm even going to try to learn how to sing, so that's going to be pretty cool. Those are big goals of mine. But that's all stuff that you're going to see in the wildlife portion of the show. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff like that here in the showroom. This trade show display, we bring this to different shows, showcase our work so people are actually walking into what looks like the facade of a hot rod shop. All this cool stuff we're going to show you guys in all the wild jobs and the wild rides portion of the show. Right here in our centerpiece of the showroom is a 36 Chevy truck. This is episode 1 of the Wild Rides portion of the show. It's a very, very important piece for us, and the story behind it is even more incredible. We did it for my uncle, who was a Vietnam veteran, and he actually passed away, but his last dream was to win a big hot rod show. We actually took him to America's greatest hot rod show, the Detroit Autorama, and helped him conquer his last dream. So we're really, really looking forward to sharing this story with you guys. It's very important for us. Like we were talking about before, all of us are living our own wild ride and our own wild life. We all have a wild story to tell. We're going to tell you guys some of the most incredible ones and hopefully get some of you on the show and share your story too. So let's show you where all of the filming for these shows is going to take place. Come on in to Wild Studios. Standing in my shop right now in an area that is going to undergo a humongous transformation. You are about to witness what visualization and power of working your ass off create something that you want to create can accomplish. Welcome to Wild Studios. So this is the project that we've been working on day and night for the last 2 months. In here, we're going to house all of the different aspects of the show. So each area will be like its own set for the show, for the different segments of the show. So when you came in, you probably saw that we've got piles of lumber all throughout and pieces of bowling alley hardwood flooring. So we've actually been deconstructing a vintage Brunswick bowling alley, and we've been milling down planks from an old warehouse in Utica. So we're going to combine the two pieces, the bowling alley hardwood floor and the old planking, and create a custom, one-of-a-kind hardwood floor. After we're all finished laying down the floor, we're going to cover it with a 2-part epoxy that's going to make it look like a one-of-a-kind piece of art, just like everything that we're going to create in this room. So as we're walking through the shop, to my right is one of the most important, if not the most important pieces to the entire remodel project. It's a 30-foot aluminum flagpole. This flagpole is going to proudly display our American flag, which is the reason that we're able to do everything that we're doing. This is the land of the free because of the brave, and I am proud to say that that's how I've always lived my life, and I always will live my life, a free man, and I hope you guys are proud of that too. Over here is the set for wildlife. We're actually going to be building one of the coolest gyms that you'll ever see. with a lot of arm wrestling specific training stuff in here. There's gonna be a custom graffiti painting on the wall, graffiti on the floor. We're putting in a bronze coated mirror from our friends at Utica Glass tomorrow. That's gonna be really, really cool. Like we said before, we're gonna be standing on a hardwood floor throughout the entire thing. There'll be show cars on display, a beautiful lift, toolboxes, all kinds of high-end, state-of-the-art equipment where you're gonna see a lot of the wild jobs happening in here. And this is one of them right here. A 69 Jaguar XKE convertible. This is one of our biggest projects right now. It's currently sitting on what's called a rotisserie. This machine allows us to flip the car upside down and work on the bottom of it, so the entire car, bottom to top, is completely brand new when it's done. We're gonna show you guys this entire project through the Wild Job series. You're gonna follow everything from welding in floor pans to media blasting, the whole 9 yards. It's gonna be phenomenal, and like I said, this is one of the most iconic cars ever built, so we're super excited to be putting this thing together and showing you guys the entire process start to finish. Welcome to my office. So this is the last room we're gonna show you guys on this tour. This is a very important room for me because throughout here I have a lot of different trophies and pictures, plaques from events that we've attended and won, really important stuff throughout my career that we're going to share with you on episode 3, the Steve's Restoration story. Also, stuff like snowmobile trophies, skateboarding stuff, all that kind of stuff is going to be in episode 4, the story of Steve Hale in the Wild Ride series. But let's take a quick seat. I want to share one more thing with you guys before we close this out. That rock. So behind me, I've got 3 things here that I've been looking at every day. I know a lot of you guys watching this are business owners or people with big goals, and last year was super hard for all of us. So one thing that I look at every morning that my mother gave me is this saying by Winston Churchill: never, never quit. So I'm reminded that every day my plans are very important, and if I just commit all of my plans to the Lord, they will succeed. Same thing with you. That's Proverbs 16:3. So commit your plans to the Lord and they will succeed, and just never, never quit. The most important thing here, I want to show you guys this globe. Every morning I just flick that switch on to light up the world, and I know it's kind of corny, but it reminds me that even though I'm just one person, if I try to do my best and become the best version I can of myself and spread just a little bit of light into the world, it will become a ripple effect and hopefully light up the world. You guys can do the same thing. When we first got into all this stuff, I talked about doing one random act of kindness a day. That was a piece of the 75 Hard program by Andy Frisella. And I asked everybody to do that. That one random act of kindness that you could do every day, that will help light up the world. You know, we all need to remember that we're not Republicans and Democrats and everything else that we're trying to be grouped into right now. We're Americans. We need to come together and we need to be proud of that. So, you know, to get back to being normal, we just have to start acting normal. We have to love our neighbors, our friends, turn off the news, turn off all that negativity, and start doing positive stuff with our lives. So don't quit on your plans, guys. Never quit. Keep going. Light up the world. Just one random act of kindness a day. Do some good stuff. And I know you guys probably have a lot of goals for 2021. You probably made resolutions. So all you got to do is take those resolutions and those goals, turn them into a plan, and work that plan to where you can just win every single day. Listen to episode 107 of the MFCEO Project podcast by Andy Frisella. Tells you how to do that. Small steps every single day. Try something like 75 Hard. You're going to learn a lot about that in episode 1 of A Wild Ride. Might just change your life. It changed mine, so can't wait to share all this stuff with you guys. Thank you for checking out the shop. Can't wait to share the Wild series with you guys. So if you haven't subscribed yet, Steve's Restorations and Hot Rods on YouTube. We're going to be bringing you guys some awesome stuff. So I hope you all have a good year. God bless, and we'll see you later.